Okay, so I'm going to do a real-world example of a pyramid. And as a student, you're going to need to do 3 pyramids. I'm going to demonstrate the Louvre pyramid. That's at a museum in France. I'm going to switch screens here momentarily so you can see a picture of it. That is the real-world example pyramid that I'm going to be demonstrating. I do not have an actual pyramid, so that one will be the one we do. Okay, so on our pyramid, it told me it had a square base, and that was 34 meters. And it told me it had a height of 21.6 meters. And this is enough information to calculate the surface area and volume. So, our formula is going to be, for surface area, is 2 times the, area of the base plus 1/2 times the perimeter times the slant height. And before we can continue our problem, we have to calculate the slant height. So the slant height is going to be calculated by Pythagorean theorem. If I draw a sketch of my base, this is 34, this is 34, and my height would come up to 21.6, and then that would connect all the sides for my pyramid. If I go from that center point to the edge, that gives me the other leg of my right triangle, and that slant height is going to be the height of that triangle of the pyramid. So then I can use Pythagorean theorem with 21.6, except I'm using half the distance here, not the whole distance, so half of 34 is 17. So Pythagorean theorem would be 17 squared plus 21.6 squared, and that's going to equal my slant height squared. Okay, so if I have 17 squared, that gives me 289. If I have 21.6 squared, that gives me 466.56. That's my slant height squared. Then I'm going to add those together. I get 755.56. That's still my slant height squared. And then I'm going to take the square root to get my slant height. And that gives me 27.49, and I am rounding to my hundredths place. So that's my slant height. That is how long my triangle is for the pyramid. And that has to be calculated using Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so now I have my area of my base, and it's a square, because 34 and 34 is a square. So the area of the base is going to be 34 squared, and I'm using the area of a square, plus 1/2, and then the perimeter of the base. So I have 34, 34, 34, and 34, 4 times. And then I'm going to use that slant height, 27.49. Okay, so 34 squared is 1,156. And then I'm going to do 1/2 times 34 times 4. That's my perimeter, times my 27.49. And I get 1,869.32. Then I'm going to add those two together. And I get a surface area of 3,025.32. That's my surface area, and that's going to be in meters squared. And that is calculating my surface area. My volume is going to be 1/3 the area of the base times height. So I'm going to have 1/3. I already know what the area of my base is because I had to calculate it here. It's going to be 34 squared. And then the height is the height of the pyramid. That's going to be 21.6. And then I'm going to calculate it. So I'm going to have 1/3 times 34 squared times 21.6. and that's going to give me 8,323.2, and this is going to be meters cubed, and that's going to be my volume. I would recommend that you make sure your pyramids are square. Square pyramids will have this example. Otherwise, your